All right, so ultimately, this is me not completing this level in this go. This is a game called the Game of Inevitable Frustration. Some friends from high school and beyond, no, mainly high school, put this together as a fun project trying to just make something and see if, it was possible to break into the video game industry with this title. And yeah, I've been playing it off and on. I downloaded it on my phone, and I was actually meaning to do something like this a while ago, just with, basically playing the game and recording the gameplay and giving my thoughts about it. And now, while I am waiting for my wife to come back out to the car so that I can navigate her over to where she needs to go for one of her clients here at I don't know, it's like midnight or 0:45, something like that, or 12:45 a.m. for those that don't use military time, or really 24-hour time. But yeah, just this is the game. This is the Game of Inevitable Frustration, also known as GIF. There I go again, not completing this level in that go. But yeah, it's a platformer. I don't know, I think it took them a few months or so to put together. I know all of them had some previous, well, for the most part, there's a lot of previous experience in terms of operating inside of Game Maker Studio, which I think this might have been made on Game Maker Studio. And yeah, they ended up putting this together, I believe, over, again, the course of a few months. Ginever Entertainment, which is the I guess the umbrella that everyone falls under, started out back in 2006, I think, 2006, 2008, somewhere around there. I don't recall exactly. I think I met everyone after it already existed, but it's been around for a while, and I think it's now technically fully defunct. But the the group never really maybe did a whole lot. I think everyone tried to kind of spring off and do their own thing, and I know Trevor posted gameplay videos whenever he played games with people. He was one of the lead designers on this, and yeah, I wish there was audio, because that would make that a lot more fun, in my opinion. But man, what to say about this game? It is frustrating. It is frustrating. It's only 99 cents, so if anyone's interested in actually picking it up and trying it out, I'll probably put a link in the description. But it's a pretty chill game. Well, not chill in terms of challenge. That's definitely up there. But it's a platformer. There I go again. It's a platformer that, definitely challenges. I think one of the more challenging things, and I I definitely have not gotten past the first stage, so take this with a grain of salt. But it's definitely one of those platformers where I don't think it's as challenging in terms of the jumps that you like know you can make. It's more challenging in the sense of there might be an invisible block that just completely ruins what you're trying to do. That's the frustrating part, because I think the design behind it ultimately was really, all right, cool. So this person's going to probably think that they're all in the clear, and what's going to happen following that is they are going to go to jump, and they're going to be blocked, and when they're blocked, they're going to fall into a hole or something like that. I remember, I think I actually asked someone, I don't recall exactly who, but I asked, is this a metaphor for life? And then I just got a sort of side smirk slash smile, and I'm just like, this is concerning, but I appreciate it because it definitely feels like that sometimes, and yeah, the man, still I might post some more gameplay footage at some point, just to show you, or to play the sounds that play whenever you are that play whenever you're or whenever you end up falling and losing a life. Well, you don't really lose lives, but whenever you end up falling and having to start over, they're pretty funny. So yeah, they're all voiced by the development team, which I think is pretty nice. I don't think I've ever encountered a project that I'm aware of, or a game that I'm aware of, that has basically the entire development team just roasting a player's choices till this game, which I definitely applaud it for that uniqueness. But it's a funny thing, because then it's, I don't know, I guess to some extent it's sort of out in the open. And I don't even think the ironic thing is, I don't even think it was intentionally made to be like that, from what I understand, but I think it was more so made to just be trolly, to just be like, oh, haha, you didn't, you didn't get it. But ironically, it's, it's a bit fourth wall breaking, I think would be maybe the right term. Because, then it's like, there's obviously this development team, and you see the man behind the curtain, so to speak, or whatnot, a la Wizard of Oz. So, yeah, which was one of those things. I think I actually watched something about Wes Anderson that was, dang. I think I saw something that was about Wes Anderson and how he does that on occasion in his movies. Like, there's always a touch of, this is clearly a movie, and doesn't ever, really try and have people not be aware that it's a movie. But there is a certain kookiness to it. Like, the movie itself is, yeah, it was something like, the movie itself is like a dream. So the movie's shot in a very realistic way, I believe. I could be wrong. I forget. It's been a while. But basically, the movie shot in a way where the shots are realistic in terms of a movie. Like, they're not trying to cover anything or, have it be like drawn into the like super drawing you into the scene. It's very much so like this is a scene and you're watching a scene. But then the content is very surrealistic in a sense, where it's like, this is clearly a movie and I'm watching a movie, but this, like, how this is happening and these characters seem very out there and very very surreal, even if they're not like, fantastical things like unicorns, or fantastical beings like, I don't know, unicorns, giants, trolls, mythological or magical or what have you, whatever adjective, in the actual movie. So, and I think it was something like that. And then whereas you have, let's say, like a superhero movie where the shots are made to be very, and I could have these flipped. I think it might be the other way, where it seems like it's more surreal with how the shots are with a Wes Anderson film. Like, oh, this doesn't fully like bring me into the movie, but it's very realistic. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So it's very surreal in terms of how it's shot, because it'll be like, cameras facing one character, but then we rotate 90 degrees to see another, have to have another shot of a character's dialogue or something like that, or a character with dialogue. And then whereas a superhero movie will basically be very realistic or very surreal. No, very realistic, yeah, in terms of its shooting, because it'll be like, all right, we are currently at the, I don't know, headquarters, and then we need to go and fly off to whatever situation. So the shot will make a lot more sense in terms of, like, well, if you're tracking a story, right? It'll be like, all right, the superhero was at the headquarters, and the superhero flew off to the, scene of the crime, and then landed, and they fought, but then obviously the content of the movie is very surreal. Like, it's basically like a dream in the sense of having characters that basically are, well, like, just content that's basically surreal, where it's like, oh, well, there's a Martian that's fighting with us or something like that. But I could be explaining it rather poorly. If I can find the video that talked about this, I'll do my best to link it, or to maybe do like a react. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a reaction video or something like that. Maybe not react, but like a converse video. I think that'd be cool. Maybe something that's a little bit less reacting, because I already watched it. But yeah, and then I think just in terms of that in relation to the game, it's one of those things where, that's a very, I think, surreal thing. And obviously you have to be like in the know that these are the development or that this is, basically the development team, but it is what it is. I may not have explained that the best, but I think just overall the fourth wall break is interesting. And while, I think there's similarities between games and movies, I think that the how one goes about putting together a game is, a bit different depending. And I think really just because this is more of a platformer and the typical that this is more of a platformer and a typical just world changing game. In terms of, by world changing, I mean you literally go through different quote unquote worlds. Like this is I'm blanking on this one might be just called Cave or something like that, but you'll go through the cave and then you'll go through the ice one, and I forget all the ones there are. I think there's like a factory, an ice world, the cave, and then one other, but I don't recall. Pretty much what would be, in some sense, Nintendo format for a game where, you have like the 8 worlds. The 8 worlds all have different themes, but I don't think there's 8 worlds in this one. So, yeah. But I do plan on completing this game. Hopefully, all the games that I have currently, I have yet to complete. Definitely going to aim at completing those, and maybe I'll post some more videos of gameplay footage on here, hopefully for y'all's enjoyment. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this only has like a minute and a half left. So I guess to summarize, the game overall, to me, it's pretty fun. I think it's worth the 99 cents. I think you're going to get more time out of it, or more playing out of it than there is, you're going to get your money's worth, basically. You're going to, I think, get really more than your money's worth playing it. Yeah, it's just, I think it's one of those things where if you're in between on, just, or like if you're waiting for a doctor's appointment or something like that, I think it's definitely one of those good time fillers. Or if you're just, sitting down waiting for someone, just, yeah, again, one of those time fillers that, are pretty fun, and it has a pretty good challenge. And yeah, I slowed down my speech because I'm re-witnessing me actually completing this. So yeah, but yeah, I would definitely say, like, if I'm being honest, probably like 3.75 stars out of 5. Yeah, probably like 3.75 stars out of 5. But hopefully y'all enjoyed, and yeah, take care. Peace.